It's the NFL on EA Sports. The focus is on Chris Carson. He's coming off a great week, reaching triple digits in yards with a collection of touchdowns. It's the Seahawks and the Falcons on EA Sports.
Well, no trip to the Northwest would be complete without a little rain, and we've got a 2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. Well, the Falcons now get to stretch their wings on offense here, and a quarterback for them is a former second overall pick who spent 4 seasons as a starter in Tennessee, Marcus Mariota.
And frankly, this is the type of game that a great quarterback relishes because 0-2 on the road, everything's against this team. No one can expect them to win. Sometimes you band together real tight in that situation, and if he plays really well, they've got a chance to get that done.
To the air right away, Mariota. And his first pass is incomplete. This defense for the Seahawks very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
They sure did, and the key number to me was total offense allowed, which was barely over 100 yards. That's a heck of a sign that this defense is really putting all the pieces together and doing it cohesively.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. A little do-it-yourself run right there, and a nice game.
I like that he knew that was about all he was going to get, so he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find a way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. On now, the former Vol, Michael Pilardi. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And taken right on the 30. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And they will take over 1st and 10. Get a look at this Seahawk offense as they come out there. And the quarterback brought in as part of that big offseason trade. Now in his 4th NFL season, Drew Lock.
I guess we have to nickname him the thrower, aren't we, or something like that.
After last week.
I mean, man, you're talking about over 400 yards throwing the ball. The running backs and everyone else may be looking at him like, hey, don't forget us. And he'd probably just tell him, listen, you want to get involved?
Go out.
Go out and catch some passes. I'll make sure you touch it.
First play of the drive here is incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Lock again here on 2nd and 10. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. To throw it is Lock. He's going to let this go deep. Back over the middle. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. They go for it on 4th down, and it pays off big time as they pick up 29. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Lock off a play action. He lets it fly for Lockett. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks are on the board first here this afternoon. Well, you gotta like that start.
I'm not going to try.
You force the 3 down, you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that stuff.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football, all right? When you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us the rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The play after's up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
If they open things up, let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. 1st and 10, it's Patterson. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Mariota. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs.
And they get to Mariota here as he's dropped on the side. Uchenna Nwosu able to record his 5th sack of the season. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. That's taken on the 25. So possession goes over here on the punt. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And they string that play out nicely. He stopped before he can turn upfield. No gain, 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They look to throw. It's Locke. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
On play action, Locke. And now he'll let this one go deep, back over the middle. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett, halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Seahawks lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ballgame. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strength like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. 1st and 10 now for the Falcons, and Mariota at their 25-yard line. Now Mariota. Flushed out right. That one complete to the former Seminole, Auden Tate. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Pitts.
Holding offense.
And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one. Hence the decline.
13-0 is the score after one on EA Sports. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A really nice effort that time. 12 yards on the keeper, picking up the first.
Pretty ideal right there. Keep it yourself, get the first down, and get the heck out of bounds.
And knowing him, I believe he's thinking, I'd get a few more yards if I just lower my shoulder. But he also hears that second voice in his head. His head coach, his agent, too, saying, get out of bounds, man. Don't do that.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
One of the most hyped, talked about prospects to enter the league at tight end. Kyle Pitts certainly delivered and probably exceeded expectations as a rookie. Hit 1,000 yards and ranked third among tight ends and second among all rookies in receiving. Sky, absolutely the limit for this young man. A nice pickup there for a first down.
A throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
Play action now, Mariota. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
They'll give it to Patterson.
And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
On second down, a run with Patterson.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. A 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
I think that one gives us evidence that the defense is getting a little bit tired out there. They've been on the field for a long time, and that last run, they just cut right through them.
9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. Mariota. And that will be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback.
And the Falcons are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I don't care what he's listed in the program. Fullback, running back, tailback, it doesn't matter. He ran that play like a fullback. Just like the old days when we saw the fullback dive. How about him picking that one up?
Well, they needed a yard on 4th down. That's what he's there for, right?
Exactly.
And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Tyler Algier with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Falcons are back within a score. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And it's now 13-7. So that one a long 11-play drive.
And it was Tyler Algier capping things off with a touchdown. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. There's Tyler Lockett and the rest of his Seattle teammates coming out for the next possession.
Making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Here's Locke to throw. He lets it fly for Lockett.
This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But 3rd down coming up. Now Locke.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Locke to throw for it on 4th. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive.
What a time for his first catch as they get the conversion on 4th. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Now Locke again. He hits his target, Lockett. There he goes, right side. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball? Or are we cool to do it here in football, partner?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary. Or let's face it, a better one for this offense.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them to do that? What was that?
Maybe they saw something on film, but do you see something on film with those to try something from the 15 on a PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hold, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
Some good games coming up here in Week 3, the first weekend of fall officially. And tonight, the Niners and Broncos from Denver. 49er fans are probably saying, well, I thought we were done with Russell Wilson. And then on Monday night, Cowboys and Giants from MetLife Stadium kicking off at 8:15 Eastern.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hands, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Mariota. And he'll complete this one to Patterson.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can...
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. They bring him in off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6.
And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in his first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
The 39-yard punt, return to 5. Tyler Lockett trotting onto the field, getting set for this next drive.
He might be on his way to a record-setting performance. So good here. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And it's so interesting when we watch these types of days unfold for a receiver because they need a quarterback throwing it accurately, people to block for the quarterback, so many other variables. But boy, he's getting it done and in a big way. Right now, he wants to rock them every snap.
He's counting his yards in the hundreds, not the tens.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Lock's throw into the hands of Fan. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Lock looks to throw it again. And now he'll let this one go deep, back over the middle. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Seahawks will extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's a lead that excites the team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that,
what?
Kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. Very short kick taken right at the 20.
Oh, man, that's a...
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Time to give you folks at home a look around the NFL on this first official weekend of fall. So let's get to it. We'll get things started in the NFC West with LA making the trip to the desert to take on Arizona. And that one, pretty one-sided. 21-3 to score at halftime. A.J. Green, a touchdown catch in that first half. From there, we head east to Cleveland. Check on the Browns at home at First Energy Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Pittsburgh Steelers. Najee Harris, a touchdown run in the victory. Finally, let's get over to Inglewood. See what's happening with the Chargers at home at SoFi Stadium. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting Jags who are out in front. 3 touchdown passes there for Trevor Lawrence. Next, a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Falcons. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they were much more successful throwing the football than their counterparts, as you can see the numbers there. Both these teams getting a chance to dry out, maybe change their cleats if need be, but halftime's just about over. Time to get back to it. And for the call of the second half, here's Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. As we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. There's Tyler Lockett and the rest of his Seattle teammates coming out for the next possession.
What a game for him, Charles. 4 touchdowns. Heck, for a lot of guys, that's a good season number.
You're exactly right. And let's face it, we have to stand up and applaud this one, even though we're supposed to be neutral, because this doesn't just happen by accident. This isn't 4 times where the defense just falls down. He's worked awfully hard, changing routes, changing areas, changing angles, and getting open for touchdowns.
We knew he'd be part of the game plan in a big way, and it has been in a very big way.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Lock.
Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown. Tyler Lockett. 81 yards.
And the Seahawks come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Even though he was forced from the pocket, still able to adjust, make the long throw, and it ends with a really big touchdown.
Yeah, moving to his left. The key to everything when they're moving outside of the pocket, doesn't matter which side, making sure those shoulders get around and you get back square so you can get everything on the throw and create the big play we just saw there downfield.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And they open the lead up now to 25. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tiny two-play drive that time. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchdown.
So we get set to start this third quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now.
First and 10 now for the Falcons, and Mariota
at their own 25-yard line. Now Mariota out to his left, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Darrell Taylor got in there to drop him. Well, he shot in, CD, like he was out of a cannon from that linebacker position. And even though they had a running back in the backfield, no one could stop him.
Well, you certainly diagnosed that play perfectly, because as fast as he got into the backfield, you're exactly right. The running back had no shot to get over and try to protect his quarterback, and a sack resulted.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Mariota.
Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's Michael Pilardi now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now it's Lockett. Shoves him aside. 31 yards on the punt there.
Tyler Lockett trotting onto the field, getting set for this next drive.
A monster game so far, third quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers,
Absolutely.
though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type of game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover. But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Locke on the move to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Block now to throw. He's got a man. Complete.
No,
and he goes down
come on.
before getting this inside the 25. One heck of a third down conversion. 33 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket, because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They fake the handoff, now Locke. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. Great effort there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Seahawks extend their lead yet again. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. Charles, let's focus on the positive. The lead that they've built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent, and they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
From the 6. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again. And
frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Oh, good.
On second down, here's the option.
And he stops immediately there. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down.
Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so he didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Here's Michael Pilardi now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Returnable for Lockett. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10.
There's Tyler Lockett and the rest of his Seattle teammates coming out for the next possession.
Let's see here, Charles. 6 catches, over 100 yards. Call that a pretty good day at the office.
And I love the accumulation. The catches, the yardage. That means he's having a pretty good impact on this ball game and really helping his team out a big win.
He wants the football again, right?
And it's funny because some of these receivers are very vocal about how much they're getting it. Others are quieter, but they still let you know, give me the ball, I'm going to make a play. And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Throwing on first down is Locke. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. A great play there. With 2 touchdowns of the season, both in this game. And the Seahawks get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
And complete to Drake London.
So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 7 yards there and a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get back now in Seattle, Washington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Mariota now from the 50. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
Looking to throw again on second down. Mariota. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball has been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
They'll go. It's Patterson. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. Good spot on the field to go for it, kind of no man's land as they call it, and it worked out.
Yeah, they call it no man's land because your punter is telling you it's too short. I'm just going to punt it into the end zone. Your field goal kicker might give you a little raised eyebrow, might be too far for the field goal, so it gives you a great chance to go for it. Personally, if you have those tendencies to be aggressive as a head coach, you kind of like this spot because it gives you the decision to go ahead and go for it when you want to anyway.
To throw again on second down, Mariota. And he fires one that's intercepted.
Picked up by Trey Brown. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football.
Holding defense.
And now, well, boy, this is a bit of a surprise, to be kind. They accepted the holding penalty, so wipe out the interception, and their defense will stay on the field. Okay.
Throwing on second and long. Mariota, and he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Uchenna Nwosu able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Talk about two sides of the ball across purposes, because mercifully this game's almost over for the offense, but the defense, they still want to get a few shots in. That front seven, they've loved this ball game. They've been able to pad their stats, and maybe some backups can get in and get a sack as well.
And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. Here's Michael Pilardi now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's locked.
Man open downfield. It's Metcalf.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It's a gain of 34.
Even with a big lead here in the fourth, it still bombs away, and frankly, it's working. Why should they stop? Go ahead and keep firing away and gaining those yards.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Locke. And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. They'll actually throw it with Locke. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Locke off a play action. And this one is incomplete. Up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points.
Drop
but they're
it.
not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And the Falcons' defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 46. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
This
That's
is
a close.
mildly for him, and after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's got a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw is Mariota.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
So far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
On 3rd down, Mariota. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. As Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They're looking at a 3rd straight win here if they can hold on. Now Locke going to throw it here. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. To throw it is Locke. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Okay.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing now is Locke. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Lorenzo Carter with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. Locke gonna go on 4th down. He's got his tight end fan. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards. Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the 4th.
They certainly are, and I'm going to tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all, but in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.